Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Shining Force 3. Alright, so we have a new fight. We have probably the most obnoxious fight in the entire game. This is the Refugee battle. So we have all of our heroes over here. We have train tracks here. We have a switch here. Refugees here. People trying to kill the refugees here, and people who will kill the refugees here. We cannot stand on the train tracks at all. Like, there is... it's basically... let's see if I can... So anything any closer than where this sniper is, so you cannot stand on the train track, you cannot move one square. So that's basically 4 squares almost that you cannot stand on. Yeah. Well, 3. So, yeah, it makes for an interesting dilemma. So let's look at the bad guys we've got here. We've got the Estonia soldiers. We've dealt with them before. They're not anything new. We have snipers. Not anything new. We've got a lot of them. We've got Estonia soldiers all around. The new enemies we've got. We have stocky, hardy dwarves. HP of 22, movement of 4, attack of 17, defense of 13, agility of 6, luck of 2, carries a small axe, so, you know, they are actually kind of a threat to Danteres, but no one else. Imperial mages, HP of 16, MP of 7, movement of 5, attack of 14, defense of 9, agility of 12, luck of 4, Bronze-Rod Blaze 2, kind of obnoxious. And then we have the boss, the MP Commander, HP of a whopping 50, movement of 6, attack of 20, defense of 12, agility of 11, luck of 6. He's got a broadsword, so he's better equipped than we are, and he can drop a healing drop. Then we've got the refugees. They all have crap stats. This is the only refugee who can take more than 1 hit. Has 13 HP. Everything else, every other refugee has less than 10, meaning they will get one-shot by anyone. Especially the little girl with only 6, considering their defense is 5. The little girl's defense is 5. 5. All of their defense is 5. Except for maybe this one. 7. So yeah, that's the only one who can take more than 1 hit. So, and then there are also treasures. There are treasures hidden about. There's a ring hidden in this rock. There's a healing drop hidden in that tree. And there's a piece of mithril in that rock. So that's what we're going to go after. Everything. We're going to do all of it. So this fight, you have to have very precise movement for your refugees. Because place them wrong and they're going to die. There is 0 margin for error here. Just at all. So, the first time I did this, I was going off of, I had one of the perfect Navi guides. And it said, oh yes, move them in these specific, like it had little maps and diagrams of, this is where you want to put what refugee and how to move them forward. And I don't know what the deal is, but I've tried that before because I wanted to make sure I knew the positioning before. So I've gone through this fight again off screen so that I could, you know, remember what the specific positionings were, because I don't remember. So also I need to do something. I need to give Danteres the healing drop in exchange for the protect ring, because the defense and the heal too will be useful, but it's mostly the defense, because there's a good chance Julian is going to take some unnecessary roughness, because we have one Estonian soldier off to the side that is going to target one of the 2 heroes, because that's just how the AI would function. So but yeah, this fight, I've tried it before because I'm like, okay, I don't know, I don't remember what the positionings were, I just remember I had very specific positionings based off the Japanese guide. Tried it, I could not get it to work. Like, every single time I followed the instructions, some unit just apparently went off script from what the AI from the guide is saying is supposed to happen, and then just goes after one of the refugees. So I found a couple other guides online, a couple other people who've gone through this fight with specific strategies in mind. I'm like, okay, well, let me try this. And so I followed their strategies, and those didn't work. The AI, because it seems like they were all the ones I saw were claiming to be on insane difficulty, but looking at some of the numbers, some of them I'm pretty sure weren't. There were a couple really good insane difficulty runs, but not all of them were. And I figure, okay, well, I'm on a higher difficulty setting, so that's why the AI is acting differently, why they're doing different positions. Okay, so what I had to do is I had to learn based off of the current situation of the game I'm in, you know, current levels, current difficulty setting, what plans that I had to do. Alright, so we want to put Symbios there. Danterius will go here. Obright there, and Julian there. And now we're just gonna kind of come over here and hang out. We're just... That force not gonna do anything. They're just gonna deal with some of the crap enemies over there. Not a threat. Nothing here is really... That's the thing. Nothing in this fight is really a threat. The only time things can get dangerous is if I let one of my heroes get ganged up on by the Destonian soldiers that are actually chasing the refugees. That is the only time this fight will really get dangerous. And then the dwarves have the lowest agility, so they are always going to be the last units to go. Once they go, the trains will move. And as you see, the train's moving. That's the reason why we can't be on the train track, because the trains are moving. And even though you can be completely out of the way of the train where it would be, they will not let you stop on the track. I think that you should be able to stop on the track, and if you get hit by the train, the unit's defeated. I think that would have been a much more entertaining strategy all around. But apparently the game designers did not feel that was the case. So I'm going to just move all of my people over here and hope that we can deal with this. I'm just gonna beat the crap out of him. Doesn't matter, because he's gonna block. I don't care. I could have killed him. I've got more than enough people over there to kill him. It's not that big of a threat. But yeah, I was running through, like I said, I ran through tests of this fight to make sure I could figure out what the AI was going to do, because there is no margin of error in this fight. If you position one person in the wrong square, there is really no recovering from that. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, in fact, I may save it once I hit a certain point, because that's when even I can't predict where the AI is going to go. Like I said, I knew he was going to go after either Julian or Symbios. He apparently chose Julian. And, yeah, like I said, I may end up just, saving it at a certain point. That way, in case something happens, I can kind of cheat. Speaking of cheating, this should not happen. I should not be able to inspect that from there. As far as I could tell, it should only be one right next to it. But that counts. So that's actually a huge help, because that actually gives Danteri's one extra square for movement, which is beneficial. Alright, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna make a break for it over here. That's fine. We can do that. We can send this group over, because that's one thing. Like I'm not gonna like, hey, come attack my juicy priest. But yeah, as I was doing this, I was actually doing it with some friends around, and we were making all these jokes about this, and like the trains, like when I was explaining to him what the mechanics of this battle are and why that makes it so difficult. Like, so we have two trains coming from opposite directions. One's coming from Milwaukee, going 98 miles an hour. The other's coming from San Antonio, going 112 miles an hour. At what point do trains reach X? Like, that was the... It fits, because that's really all there is to this fight. Alright, so now we've got one refugee who can show up on the other side of the tracks. What we want to do is be careful of what the attack range of these snipers are, because if I put anyone in the attack range, that's it. That's the game. So, because these guys are really not forgiving at all. And the mages, and then the child goes, and then we put the child there. So, like I said, I've modified this, combining several of the strategies that I saw. So, what I'm going to do is, the next turn, I have a little bit of fun with, where I position people. And this is something that I've noticed. These soldiers will always take this position if I follow this particular pattern. They will always end up there. And you're a dick, but okay, that's fine. You're supposed to go after my healer, not after my hero. That's fine. It's fine, because I can just do this. I'm wasting healing items. I don't care. I kind of need them, because I need to be really at my best when I get to a certain point, and we're going to use the medical herb on Julian. And perfect. Now I should have absolutely no problem surviving the onslaught that is going to befall me. However, this guy pissed me off, so he's going to die. Bullseye. And apparently with an extreme amount of prejudice. Thank you, Hayward. Where's Grace? Grace is going to get the kill with Tornado. Yeah, alright, so I've attracted their attention. That's what we really needed. We needed to attract their AI, because one thing that 9 times out of... It's not 100%, but 9 times out of 10 what will happen is the AI will focus on my troops. Oh, Seal of Sin! Laser of Death, thank you for, you know, overkill the Dystonian soldier. That's what needed to happen. But 9 times out of 10, the enemy units will go after my units rather than the refugees. There is still that one time that they can go derp and do whatever the hell they want. So, yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save it here. I'm going to put, I actually have a save file from where I saved it at this particular point in my test run, because this is the point where I've been able to, you know, plan out the enemy AI completely. This point is where it just gets weird. So, let's overwrite, and it would be that one. We will continue the adventure. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you there. You are going to come up over here. You are going to come up there. Yeah. You're going to come over here. And where's the kid go? Okay, the kid goes right next to you. That's... So, the two people who are off to the side that I moved, they are 100% protected, because there is no way to actually get there. As you can see, this was actually pointed out to me, I didn't actually notice this the first time. This spot here, that is just that one in the middle of the spot glowing, that is impassable terrain, because I guess where they have the, because it's like this on this side too, only the spots where the fence has been broken, or if it's diagonal, can we stand next to it. We cannot stand next to the fence on either side on this side of the track. So that makes this spot no man's land. There's no way a soldier can stand there and attack this refugee. We also cannot stand here because that counts as being on the track as well. I mean, that would be perfect if we could stand there. And then with the train coming up the way it is, this way, the next round, they will actually be covered by the train, meaning they cannot be attacked at all. They also cannot move at all. They have no movement capabilities. But it really, really changes the dynamic of the fight. I didn't realize that my first playthrough, and someone commented in on the video section, like, "Hey, that refugee is completely safe. You don't need to worry about them at all." And I'm like, really? How the hell did that happen? Like, I don't understand that. And that was... The reason was because they are completely shielded. So... Alright, so we're going to come over here. We're going to start attacking some things. We need to be able to do some damage, make some plays, mostly because we need to be able to get all of their attention. So that's what we're gonna do. Everyone's gonna get some attention, everyone's gonna take some damage. That's just what we're going to aim for. And... yeah, you're gonna die. Because the more people who are around here, the worse off we are. And... perfect. Now with a hero right there, we should have absolutely zero problem attracting any of the soldiers that happen to cross the tracks. The only problem is, I think doing it this way, we will have more units cross the tracks than what we actually would prefer. All of the guides I've seen show 2 soldiers. The few times I've done this, it's been 3. It's like, okay, well, that's not unbeatable. It's just obnoxious. So, alright, so the last dwarf had his turn, which means the trains are going to move again. And that train, I think, is now at the end of its rope, because it actually has a stopping point. I'm pretty sure that's where that is. So it's the other tree, or other train tree. So I'm thinking about the item I have to go get. The other train can continue to move, and actually that's kind of obnoxious. But if you don't hit the switch, you can't get the item. So, nor can you actually get the refugees to where they need to go. So we are all within the attack radius of these troops. But they're both attacking them. So it's like, as long as I move those 2... So if I keep this unit here, that one can't move, that one can't move, and then I move these guys up here. Move you there. Meaning they shouldn't attack me now. And I say shouldn't because, again, the AI is a wily thing. Alright, so we're gonna move up here. I'm gonna move some units to get... Yep, this is why I saved it, because wily. So, yeah, I'm gonna actually end up having to... And you get to see what happens when you get a attempting to defect from the Empire's capital offense. Look, it's Prince Median and Symbios. So if you lose a refugee, you get this little thing. Damn the border guard swine, they'll kill all the innocent people. Alright, so we have to protect them. So that's... And yeah, they're going after that group. And I don't understand why. Because they could both reach a hero. But I guess that means that it's not as worthwhile. So I'm going to end this episode here. I'm going to start back up from the last save point. And like I said, I just hope that we can get some good AI. So I'll see you guys in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.